Hi, my name is Kevin Keeler. I'm the owner of Equine Innovations, the manufacturer of the hoof jack and the tool jack. Frank has asked me to just share a few pointers on why I think a hoof stand is important. And they are to me because I lost my knee to a horse the very first year as a farrier when he collapsed on me. Years later I had to have a knee replacement. That's why I made my hoof jack, was to help me to extend my career, which it did by 12 years before I retired. I think hoof stands are really important. I mean, we've come a long way. In the old days, we had a plow disc with a metal shaft welded onto it, and that's about as far as we went. But today we've evolved. We have better materials, better compositions, where in the past they were heavy, clunky, ineffectual, and many farriers thought that they were just downright dangerous and got in the way. The farrier has evolved now too to realize that we're only as good as our back and knees. And when you use a hoof support system, it takes 100% of the weight off your back and knees. And that's so important for our longevity as a farrier, to last as a farrier, to be able to retire as a farrier instead of having your body say you're fired. And that's the main thing for me. And what happens for the horse is that when we use a hoof support system, the horse's hoof, we don't have to abduct it or pull the leg out so far to the side. Most of these are hinge joints down there in the leg, and they aren't meant to be pulled out to the side. So that's why even a well-behaved horse, after a period of time on the front or the hind, can't handle that being pulled out to the side. They start cramping, they start pumping and pulling because they're uncomfortable. And then we drop the foot and we get mad at the horse when it's really our fault. We need to take a break and give them a break sometimes. So many times when we use a hoof support system, we can keep the leg more midline, closer to their body, and we can work a little bit lower. So the horse is just, it'd be like the horse was just lifting up their leg now and walking. And we don't have that torque on their leg. And so my saying is, a comfortable horse is a compliant horse. Make the horse comfortable, and they're going to be a lot more compliant and patient with you while you do your work. And so it's much easier to work on a horse for our bodies as well if we don't have a horse rocking around, rock and rolling, moving, doing it. But when we can place a hoof support system under their leg while we're working on them and give them their leg back in a way, if they feel secure and are a lot quieter. And then that makes it a lot easier on our body. And the other thing that's important to me is that it keeps us more honest, is what I'm saying. When you start fatiguing during the day, and you're starting to get tired, you're starting to get sore, many times we compromise with ourselves and say it's good enough. But then later when the sweat dries and we're driving down the road and we're realizing, you know, I should have pulled that nail and driven that a little bit lower. I should have taken a little bit more time with that hoof. But we're hurt, we're tired, and that. So that's what I really like about a hoof support system, is that I can continue on my last horse of the day to do the quality of work that I did on the first horse of the day. And that's really, really important for me. So in summation, it takes all the weight off our back and knees, and it takes that weight off, and we can be in any body position we want to be now that's comfortable for us. When we hold it manually, we have to be in a certain body position that might not be comfortable for us. So it relieves all that stress off our back and knees. If the horse jerks and gets reactive, it's not going to send us to the chiropractor like it did in the past. I take no nails in the legs anymore, and the horses stand more comfortable and quiet, and that makes it safer.